Yo, welcome.
Hey, what's going on? What's up? Happy Sunday.
Sunday, was it? Yep. Yeah.
Or is it Monday for you already?
No, not yet. No, not yet.
Closing in on it.
Behind, so closing in behind. I think, welcome, HexAsians. Welcome to, it's been a week and it's really fast, isn't it? So much happened within the week.
Oh, yeah. Tons of stuff.
All right. I'll just put this out there. Just give me 1 second. Let's do that. So we're streaming on YouTube. I should take Odyssey off. I haven't figured that crap out. Didn't really work for me. Some sort of issue with the camera. Hang on. Yeah, there we go.
Right. There we go.
Streaming on Twitch as well. Periscope, Daily Motion. I don't think anyone watching Daily Motion, but I'll just put it there anyway.
Oh, Periscope is gone, I think. So we need to...
Well, in saying that, actually, no, hang on. Sorry.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
We have one viewer.
Hang on. That is probably me.
Yeah.
Is it still called Periscope or is it Twitter?
Yeah, it's Periscope. Yeah.
Anyway.
Apparently we have a commenter there. Yeah.
All right. I'll just get all the formalities out of the way before we start, I suppose.
Yeah.
Whatever we talked about here, we're just 2, 3, 4 talking heads on the internet. Do not take our words as financial advice or any form of gospel. Please do your own research. Definitely our videos are only for entertainment purposes only and educational, if that is for you anyway. Yeah. And I will do one last spiel, which is... I haven't got around learning those words.
Me neither. It's just for the algorithm.
It's for the algorithm, exactly. Spot on. Anyway.
And speaking of the algorithm, I guess we have an extra bit of housekeeping to do this week. It came to our attention that one of our earlier episodes got deleted or flagged by the algorithm because there was some pandemic talk. So I think going forward, we're gonna clamp down on that a little bit and just say let's shouldn't talk about that on stream and of course it's something we could probably bring up in private green screen conversations, but going forward, just in this interest of not having our content channel shut down, we're going to avoid that subject. So
probably do it that way.
Just
before we do, we should probably shout out Crypto King on the chat, who's not feeling well today. I think he's going to skip today. You can skip tomorrow if you like. If you're not feeling any better, it's all good. Nice and well. Let's see.
Get better.
Yeah, that's it. Who have we got here?
I have no idea.
No clue, but I gladly accept that if that's what you're talking about. Anyway, let's move on. Your Excellence, how are you? Thanks for coming back and watching us again. Oh, I do forget Wales, of course. What's up? I've managed to catch your stream, I think 12, 13 hours ago.
Yeah. Oh, and thanks for the shout out too. You shouted out our show. So
that's awesome.
Marcin
Mexican for life. What's up? Wendy's.
It's my buddy Wendy's for tendies.
Nice.
What's up?
All right. Let's see. Have you got any other housekeeping stuff you want to say before we bring our guest on, shall we?
I think that's it. Yeah. Can go ahead and bring him on right now.
Cool. All right.
What's going on,
Wales.
What's up, Wales?
How you guys doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing great, man. Another beautiful day in the Hexican hood. So, living
Yep.
great. No complaints here. Enjoying the dip view that looks to be over.
I've got
So,
the perfect clip for that. Just hold your breath 1 second.
say nothing.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1, mark.
That's it.
That's about right.
We seem to be landing on the moon, so that's good.
For us, yes. For us, it definitely is good.
We're landing somewhere.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, I think we've already bottomed. So keep your eyes open because the market does not care. It's just going to keep going higher. If you didn't buy this dip already, you know, yeah, it's always when you least expect it,
Yeah, always.
always. And that's the thing. And that's the funny thing, right? Like you have to really piece the charts together. Like looking at middle class's chart now, it looks like it's not done, but that's the whole point.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to say I'm always prepared for the worst, like we all are.
Right.
Like, this
You
is
always
crypto.
have to be. Yeah,
That's just
you always
how
have
it
to be.
is. So if it goes, right?
Right. That's the whole point. That's the whole, and that's the thing, right? Every statement that's made can only be probabilistic. Nothing is really concrete. So people have to understand that because, I've been talking about the top in Bitcoin for what? I don't know, about a month and some change at this point, and the price has gone up, but mostly sideways because it's crypto, right? Like if you understand how crypto work, slanted to sideways is really down. And that's why we've been seeing the price action we've been seeing in crypto or in Bitcoin specifically for the past about 6 weeks, which has really just been distribution. And today we're really pressing a support level for Bitcoin. So maybe we get something similar to last bull run where Bitcoin taps out first and then Ethereum and its playground skyrockets. Or not. I don't know. Hard to say. Because, history repeats or repeats, but it merely rhymes, right? It's always not the same exact picture. So we'll see what happens. It's interesting times, and people just got to keep their eyes open, just like you said, bro. Just got to keep your eyes open.
I'm just going to
Very
measure
easy
the
to get.
move quickly.
Yeah, it's very easy to get caught slipping, so
Yeah.
especially in crypto. I mean, I don't know if Uncle Kev will probably have this metric for us later that he posted earlier, or I saw him post earlier in the day for him. And it was like 9.5 billion of forced liquidations just on Binance alone.
Yeah.
What? Like, are you shit? I mean, hey man, that's the thing, right? Like that's only gonna create more fodder
Yeah.
for the explosion higher. And that's the funny thing about it. So
Okay, so the last 9 days or so, I think it's a 32% correction. That's okay, that's normal.
right.
Yeah. It was pretty conservative.
Right. Because it's crypto.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. The question becomes, well, what happens when we surpass that? Is that like, because that's the thing. People just assume, because, finance is the same thing, right? Like, or legacy. Like, they try to give you these typical benchmarks, like, oh, yeah, a bear market is 20% from the most recent high, blah, blah, blah. But, that's just boilerplate stuff. Everybody's unique experience is what counts. And you really, when you're looking at things like that, if you're selling once the market is already down 20%, you're fucking stupid. You might as well just keep holding at that point because, unless that's your whole bag, what are you selling for? To buy with 20% less. Right. And crypto doesn't work like that. So that's why you don't trade margin. That's why you hold spot, because it's the safest way to hodl. right? When you're dealing with margin, you're exposing yourself to external forces that you can't control. Whereas you can't get liquidated for just holding something that you haven't cashed out yet, which is what you get when you're trading spot. So just an important distinction.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Wales Crypto Frontier saying that there's a high pitch squeal in your microphone.
Oh, really?
That's not. Yeah, that's
No.
that's his laptop fan.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's nothing to do
Oh,
with the
really?
microphone. Nothing
Yeah.
to do with it.
Squeal?
And it can tell whenever you try to bring up your charts, it just goes.
Yeah, it just goes berserk.
It just
Yeah,
goes
I got a ton of shit running on this thing, man. I
Yeah.
thought it was like I really thought I bought a top-notch computer, and I have, because with all the stuff I got going on, trust me, this thing should not be operating. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's still going. It's still going.
That's a sign of good equipment.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it's a Lenovo. So they're
Oh,
probably
nice.
all up in my data, but that's okay. Let them buy Hex too. Let them buy Hex too. It's okay.
Remember what I told you, right? Like whenever your laptop gets plugged or any device that you have is plugged into power, it connects to the Wi-Fi and it is completely idle. It starts taking screenshots.
Yep. Of everything you're doing.
and sends it to the nearest data center, and it gets processed.
Oh, it's lovely. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. What is life with a little invasion of your privacy?
Yes. That's it.
As long as they buy Hex, it's all
right. It's okay. As long as they do the job, we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
Yeah.
That is true. All right, we'll move on with our usual segments. So let's do the where are we? Yeah, what's going on in your world, or rather, any other world in crypto? Rather, that's fine. That's completely fine. I think the lines are pretty blurred at the moment, and I think everyone just wants to talk price at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. Like, why are there so many divisions in crypto? It's kind of unnecessary. But, that's people. Yeah. People just want to be part of some group that's cooler than others or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, they all have that little social need to be validated and be part of a club, I guess.
Yeah, it's just, I think Hexicans are unique from the perspective that they're not trying to be, they're not looking for confirmation, right?
Yeah.
Like most people are looking for confirmation, validation. Hexicans in general are looking for what pays them. So it's a little different. It's a little different. And I think that's why people don't get a lot of Hexicans a lot of the time, because our perspective is not, a whole bunch of fluff in essence. So
yeah, we tell how it is.
Right. Yeah, most people don't like that, so it happens.
Yeah.
Be all right. We got the nerd girl out there doing the hard work for us that we can't do. So,
Yeah.
like and RG3, right? Like I really underappreciated it in the beginning, but it makes no sense. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Every coin has its unique use case, right? The one isn't better than the other, and the market actually determines that value, not a community. So if a community thinks it's the best, good for them, but the market is going to actually dictate that value in reality, not the community. So it's very important for people to understand that the community augments that value, and how it does that is how Hexicans do it, is by being inviting, being just welcoming is the best way to put it.
Yep.
It's just very simple stuff. I don't know, man. People make this more than what it is. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, people need to focus on the bigger picture, and that's just getting the hell out of fiat. That's the actual goal here. It shouldn't be what crypto is better than the other and all of that nonsense, because in reality, that's a personal decision. And if your math skills suck, then you're gonna just make the wrong decision anyway. So it doesn't actually matter what the marketing says, right? It doesn't. So it's very important to understand that, right? Like at the end of the day, no matter what you think, right? And I've proven this, and you can see it in the charts. It's all math. So your community, your all this other stuff is only, what's the best word? Incidental, right? And what I mean by using that word is that it's just happenstance, right? It's something that augments the reality. It's not something that cements the reality. The reality is more, well, does this shit work or not? And we already know the answer to that is always going to be yes. So, act accordingly. And like I always say, right? Like, stake accordingly, man, because market don't give a damn about your opinion.
Yeah.
Or not stake accordingly, but buy accordingly. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And that's something that is hard for people to comprehend. But let your P&L teach you, because it's going to, whether you want it to or not. So, just one of those things. Just one of those things.
It's a nice tweet you have pulled up there.
Yeah, but before we move on, just shout out to our resident HexAsians. Miss Exquisite, konbanwa. Marco, how's it going?
We got Crypto Orange too.
Yeah. There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I think this tweet, I think it's going to be relevant for the longest time, at least until we get pulse chain. But yeah, look, I think most people would, well, at least me. Well, me at least. I've got stakes that just not worth end staking. It's just horrible. Keep going through Twitterverse and you keep getting $300 end stakes, $500 end stakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I'll probably just let it bleed and just everyone gets the benefit. I get a benefit.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we all benefit a tiny bit, but yeah, so be it.
I mean, that's the funny thing, right? Like, it seems kind of morbid, like you're not going to be able to collect, but in reality, once the other chain comes live, you'll be able to collect something.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that every single stake bleeds out to the tune of 1% every 2 weeks after the first 2 weeks. So you actually have plenty of time before you actually take a real loss on any stake.
Yeah.
It's
1% a week.
Is it 1%? I thought it was 1% every 2 weeks. 1% a week? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
1% a week.
So sorry about that.
Yeah. Sorry.
But still, that's 100%.
Yeah.
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years. Yeah.
So you got plenty of time, and that's funny. That's what I was thinking. I just wasn't thinking about the math correctly. But I know you got 1%. You got 1 year or 2 years. Is it 2 years? You got 2 years before you actually hit zero.
Yep.
So
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. The chain will definitely be out within 2 years. So I think everybody's going to be okay, and people just need to calm down. I know the dollar value of any of those stakes is crazy, but that's why we got the man on it, literally.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, let me. I don't know if you guys. Let me pull up this clip, man, because this is a cool clip. Because this is basically what's happening right now. I never do this kind of things. So let me do it here because this is a perfect menu.
Sure.
For it.
Yeah, of course.
Because this is literally what's happening. We literally have the cavalry on the way, and there's some cursing here. So you guys, let's see. I'm trying to find. If you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, it's a great movie. Definitely watch it. Pulp Fiction, the cavalry is coming or on the way.
I was about to say, I think people care about the expired stakes because they do not, they don't add to your T-shares. So if that's something.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really a hidden pump and mental because, it forces you to just kind of buy new hex with that money. So, yeah.
Oh, before I say that,
thanks, Crypto Orange.
I was about to say.
All right, I think I found it.
Good one, Tom Crypto King. Please comment just to let us know where you're from. If you're new, it'll be good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
And you've got a huge following there, Crypto King.
Oh, thanks.
So. Check that link out. That's a correct little snippet. And this is exactly what's happening right now. Like the cavalry is coming.
Yeah.
I understand everybody wants to end their stake now or when they're supposed to end it and they're worried about losing. But the reality is that over time, the stake you will be able to end, because you clearly won't be able to end a small one. The stakes you will be able to end are the stakes on the pulse chain, which, worst case scenario, assuming it takes Richard forever, will be down at most 50%.
No.
Right? Because we all know it's not going to take him longer than a year.
Yeah.
And if it does, well then shit, who knows what's going to happen, because that means there's bigger things on the horizon. So either way, Hexicans win. No matter if it's via your current stakes or through the pulse coin, like Hexicans are going to win because they were first adopters. So people have to understand that, because I know it's fucked up, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So you have to find the silver lining in the scenario that we're currently, under. And the fact is that all of those stakes, whether they end it or not, are going to get transported over because they're still in the system.
Yeah.
They haven't left the system yet. So even if a stake is over, it's still in the pool. It's still on the chain. It's still in the network, right? So it can't not come over. The system state is going to have to force it to go over. So everybody's stakes will be, they'll be safe and secure and on another chain. So, rest assured, we got the cavalry on it. And whenever you want to play that clip, go ahead, bro. Some cursing in that bad boy, but it's a good one. It's a good one. Go ahead.
Yeah, Wales was about to say, I'm not going to play it just on a share screen. Only reason is because there's some sort of technical echo when that happens. So
okay,
I'm just gonna,
whatever.
I'm just going to do it. Yeah, I'm just going to do the usual way that I've normally done it. So let's
no
go
worries,
from there.
brother.
So it's doing it right
works.
now. While we're waiting, hang on. Shout out, Denny Block. How are you?
Denny Block. So.
And Uncle Kevin is sweating bullets. How you going?
What's up, Uncle Kev?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh,
bless you.
Go get tested. Put on a mask.
Oh,
on stream?
man.
You kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll play it. I'm ready now. Let's do it.
Well, say she comes home. What do you think she'll do? Oh, no fucking shit, she'll freak. That ain't no kind of answer. I mean, you know I don't. How much, a lot or a little.
You got to appreciate what an explosive element this Bonnie situation is. I mean, she comes home from a hard day's work, finds a bunch of gangsters in her kitchen doing a bunch of gangster shit. Ain't no telling what she's liable to do.
Yeah, I've grasped that, Jules. All I'm doing is contemplating the ifs.
I don't want to hear about no motherfucking ifs. All I want to hear from your ass is, you ain't got no problem, Jules. I'm on the motherfucker. Go back in there, chill them niggas out, and wait for the cavalry, which should be coming directly.
You ain't got no problem, Jules. I'm on the motherfucker. Go back in there and chill them niggas out, and wait for the wolf, who should be coming directly.
You sending the wolf?
Oh, you feel better, motherfucker?
Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say.
Oh my God, I love that scene, because that's exactly how I feel, and I think every Hexican should feel just like that. Internalize that scene, because that's exactly what is happening right now. Everybody's freaking, everybody's tripping, everybody needs to relax, take care of the business, and just wait.
Yep.
Help is coming, and we didn't even ask for it. It's just coming. So. Important things to understand, guys.
Another trivial news. Apparently, obviously, Prince Philip has passed, and apparently he needs to be moved.
Wait, what?
Yeah, whatever that's on the title.
Moved? Okay.
Oh, sure. I'm not even gonna get into that, because this is
No. How about this one?
Yeah, that's just another.
That's a headline. That's not reality.
No. Reality is because they have Ramadan.
There you go.
They're fasting They're fast.
And then they can't bloody trade Bitcoin. Then it's
They
no
can't.
energy. I can't hit the green button. Oh, crap, sell. Red button.
Extreme
damn, what did I
fasting
do?
for a month.
I cannot
Oh,
sell. No
gosh.
strength.
Yeah, so Reddit's obviously gone nuts as well, and some sort of explanation. So degens on Binance with up to 150x leverage. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Uncle Kev, I saw you posted that graphic earlier,
yeah.
where it was I don't know how many liquidations.
1 million liquidations
That
totaling nearly 10 billion
Wow,
dollars
look at that in
damn.
24 hours.
in 24 hours. Yeah, crazy,
Holy
right?
shit.
Now that's something we should talk about for a while.
That is insane.
Yep.
That's
Don't
pure
trade.
profit, right?
Yeah, I want people to look at that.
Like Richard said, don't trade
Don't trade.
and don't do leverage.
Hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Hey, if you didn't learn last week, you sure as hell learned yesterday.
1
But you
billion.
learned.
Real.
I mean, hey man, like I say, I've been training for a long time.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason I'm very adamant about Hex, and I think any finance professional that has been in finance is gonna feel the same way about it that I do. Why? Because it eliminates that exact potentiality, which is prevalent anytime you put on a trade. Period. Period. You cannot escape that. You cannot. And this
I
is
hope none of them
exactly-
took out their mortgages and stuff to finance that. Oh, that'd be miserable.
Well, good question,
Oh,
Vince. What do
wow.
you think actually happened?
Oh my god.
No, it was that.
Yeah.
Queen
So it's these are important things to understand, guys. Like these are real life things that people are doing to themselves because they think that they understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy, man. It's really, really crazy.
Yep.
People do not. They just don't respect their pocket. People need to respect their pocket. Now, it sounds kind of ridiculous, right? What do you mean respect my pocket? Think about it. If you don't respect yourself, who the hell's going to respect you? If you don't respect your pocket, who's going to respect your pocket? It's the same concept.
Exactly.
It's like when you talk
Such
crazy.
a good point. Yeah.
Just respect your jaw because somebody's going to check it. It's the same thing. And I say that kind of thing all the time. Respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, the world isn't going to. That's how it works. So, people keep playing these games if they want to. Market gonna keep breaking your back just like it did yesterday.
Because when you just said pocket, it's figuratively pocket, not so much
Correct.
the actual pocket. But then I just had to have a laugh because I actually don't respect my own pocket. Let me tell you why. I would have used bits and pieces of tissues in my pocket, and I forgot to remove them. Chuck them in the washing machine. Guess what happens?
There you go. Respect your pockets.
Exactly.
In more ways than one. Clearly. Oh man. I mean, it's serious. It's
It
serious.
is.
It's very serious. Like $9-10 billion in a 24-hour period. What? And people are getting swindled into doing just this day in and day out, and they think that this is what makes sense. That's important. Like that's insane, because clearly it does not make sense, especially if you're losing your whole pot, right? Because this is the thing: when you're getting forced liquidated, it's because you do not have any further funds in your account to cover that position, meaning your ass is bankrupt from the position perspective. You guys understand? That means you can no longer hold that position, and they have to close that trade.
Yeah.
And I don't know how crypto works, but in the futures market, you can even end up owing money if you're with the wrong kind of broker that doesn't get you out before you actually hit zero.
Yeah.
So I know I sound a certain way when I'm on the stream telling you, saying certain things, but there's a lot of things you have to know before you can actually criticize what somebody is saying.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people like to trade and all this shit, but they don't know what they're doing. Right? And it took me 10 years to be like, okay, You know, this is the game. And of course, you learn it along the way, but to see the big picture is the key, right? The big picture is the key because the big picture is what keeps you out of doing stupid things like margin trading crypto or leverage trading crypto.
Yep.
Especially when you don't know what you're doing, because that's the difference, right? Most people don't have a clue. And that's the dangerous part because it's so easy to get crypto from a Robinhood app, from whatever nowadays. It's so easy. It's not like before where you had to fucking actually know something to get crypto. It's not like that anymore for a lot of people. So especially overseas, you know what I'm saying? It's not like America's the one place where it's hard to interact with crypto on a day trade basis, assuming you don't have a VPN. If you have a VPN, then it's easy. But for everybody else, it's supremely easy. So they're getting wrecked left and right. It's crazy. I mean, hey, you see it. The data let you know. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I was about to say, talking about getting wrecked, just shout out to John Wick with the Wrecked Hex Black channel.
Oh, yeah,
I
on
love
that.
that
It's
bloody
hilarious.
channel.
It's hilarious.
It makes
Comedy
my day
gold.
anytime.
Yes.
And I think if there was an MVP award, it will definitely go to Helgorian or Boris. I mean, it's funny to a point. It's actually not funny anymore, and I don't know. Look, I don't know. Does anyone actually operate that way? I don't know.
It's great.
Nah, this is good. I think the last few days was really, really good. I regret staking copycats. So before staking of Hex, I ensure is correct investment. Whatever that means. With decision to make selling my Hex when price moves. Also consider what?
What?
I don't know. Yeah, clearly English is not the first language, but that's okay. Thinking to buy Hex now. I'm seeing the prices going down. Richard says Pulse Chain rise more than Hex, so I'm uncertain of my investments and if it's a good decision to sell Hex now and sell if further losses and save funds to buy Pulse Chain. Oh, God.
Hey guys, this is why it's important to watch these streams. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not tooting my horn, but damn, if you don't know what the fuck is going on, figure it the fuck out. Jesus Christ.
I feel
That's
bad
just
for him.
sad. Yeah, that's sad. He's about to dump his bag because he doesn't fucking know.
Because I lost a lot of funds
in BSC
projects.
Oh my god.
Too many bad experiences now. Hex and Pulse is my last chance in cryptocurrency. I'll discuss with my family tonight. Okay, sounds serious. Very serious.
I'm gonna mortgage the house, so
Good luck to that gentleman.
Cryptocurrency has been the worst. I've lost almost everything. Nothing I bought has ever been good. Everything has collapsed.
Oh no.
I lost 100 BNB. Okay, great.
Wow. Think about 100 BNB. There's not a little bit of money nowadays.
500-ish.
I don't even know, but I know it's 3 digits, so I know it's not a little bit.
That's what happens when you buy high and sell low.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, that a lot of people get caught slipping and trading with that kind of shit. Like, you think you know what you're doing, so the market shows you otherwise. Like, it's easy to trade in a bull run. It's so easy, and people don't understand that. You're not trading shit. Like, I'm going to talk to people right now like a fucking trader. So people need to listen up, because it's vexing. It's vexing to me because I've been trading for fucking 12 years, and people just don't get it. Like, they think they know what the fuck they're doing, and they clearly do not have a fucking clue. If they did, you wouldn't have 10 billion in liquidation on one fucking exchange. That's just one exchange, guys. That's just BNB.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. That's just one exchange. One fucking exchange is blowing up so many people worldwide because they have easy access. Right? You have to take this shit seriously. This shit is not a fucking game. Buying something buying when everything is going up is supremely fucking easy. It does not take any fucking genius skills. This is why you have morons, right? Crypto fool rules telling you what to fucking do. Because you don't fucking know. But here's what you don't know. They know less than you. And this market is showing you guys that. You're talking about people that have been in crypto since 2018 that are leading communities. What? What fucking planet am I on? What fucking planet am I on? Because here's the thing. It's not about being arrogant or thinking I'm better or anything like that. It's about where's the experience, where's the knowledge, where is the proper person or the proper psyche that's actually leading a community. Other crypto communities do not have it. The crypto world does not have it. Hex is literally the one space where you're going to find all of that shit. Literally. And guess what they're telling you? They're telling you not to trade. Not to. And these are people that know what the fuck they're doing, mind you. So what does that mean? That's something that people have to think about, internalize, and think about seriously. You have financial professionals telling you not to trade. All you have to do is A, B, C, D. And then you have the rest of the crypto world telling you the motherfucking opposite. And what are we doing? We're here showing you again what that leads to. Getting motherfucking wrecked.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, take it seriously, guys. This is not a game. It's not a game. It's not a game because it seems like a game when the numbers only go up. It's not a fucking game when your ass is getting fucking liquidated on a 5% move. Because you don't understand 5% for Bitcoin is several $1,000s, and that 5% for you becomes 25 or however, depending on how you leverage your trade. It's math. I mean, I'm just looking at this damn chart like, wow, it's just disgusting. Just scam wicks after scam. I mean, come on, man. And you motherfuckers want to sit here and tell me you know what you're doing by trading. Okay, you keep thinking that. You keep thinking that when you're buying Ethereum at 2,500 and getting liquidated at 2K. You keep thinking that. And I mean to sound like a dick because it pisses me off because people don't get it. They think they know. And thinking you know means not a motherfucking thing because the reality is your ass don't know. That's why you just got fucking wrecked.
That's right.
Like it always leads to that. It always leads to that. How do I know? Because I've wrecked myself multiple times. Like you got to understand people that are telling you this is because they know. Right? And this is what people don't get. They think it's people trying to steer them away. Nah, man, nobody's trying to steer you away. In fact, we're trying to guide you into the right way of doing things so you don't learn the hard way. That's key. What other community is doing that for you? You tell me. I'll wait.
I'm gonna say Wales. It's really, really hard. It's it's the same thing all over again, right?
Yes,
when
sir.
someone
Yes,
says,
sir.
don't touch a boiling kettle. Guess what? You touch it. That's how you. That's the only way you're gonna learn.
No, and that's cool. And that's cool, right? Because what does that do? What that does is it lends credence to us and the facts that we're sharing. Because here's the thing. I guarantee you there's a few Hexicans in that $9 billion batch or $10 billion batch that got liquidated last night. Guarantee you.
Exactly.
Or your money back. No doubt about it. Why? Because the math never lies, man. When people sit there and they think about all the dumb shit, all the dumb trades they did, because this is what I've done and this is what we all do. You sit there, you blow up an account, and you're really trying to figure out what the hell did you do wrong because you thought you had it figured out. When in reality, you didn't have a motherfucking thing figured out. You just got lucky because you weren't taking note of your process. The market was just going in whatever direction it was going. You weren't actually paying attention to anything you were doing. You weren't taking notes. You weren't being diligent. You weren't doing a damn thing. So all of a sudden, the market just does what it does. And it goes against you. And you didn't see it coming. Why? Because your purview was extremely short. Happens all the time. Happened to me. Happens all the time. This is not unique. This is how it happens. This is why day trading is dangerous. You see the market going one way on one time frame, and guess what? It's actually going a completely different direction because you missed the big picture. Nature of the beast. And this is why people get wrecked and liquidated. Straight up. It's a conflict of time frames. And if you don't know that, your ass is always going to get wrecked. Because you're always going to be day trading against what? The major trend. And that's how markets work. Whether you like to believe it or not, that's your problem. But that's the facts. And that's why 10 billion was liquidated yesterday. So ignore the facts if you want. Rant done. Like, I'm sorry, but it just frustrates me.
Right. I've got the perfect TikTok video. Just give me a second.
Oh boy, the TikTok vids are the best.
Started going down, so I sold it. But then it started going up, so I bought it again. But then it started going down again. But I thought it would start going up again, so I bought more of it. But then it just kept going down, so I sold it again. But then it started going up again, but I thought it would start going down again, so I didn't buy it again. But then it kept going up, so I bought it again, and then it started going down again.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Oh
it.
man.
That's how it happens because you're looking on a zoomed in point of view. You're not really looking at what's actually happening. And you know, I learned that the hard way, and it happens to all of us. And until we learn to look at the picture correctly, we're gonna have the wrong point of view. Just the way of the beast, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'll just go to the chats really quickly. So Benny Blitz, absolutely welcome. Yeah, they want the trade button to be huge, and you can't miss it, can you?
I want the trade button to be huge. That's funny. That's funny because it's probably true. You know, I don't know, man. Like I think about what I used to think when I first entered the game. And, you know, you think you can do things that you can't do because you don't have the skill set. You don't have the experience. You like to think that you do. You like to think that it's not as hard as people make it seem. And it's not. That's the thing. It's really not. But the thing about it is that you don't know it's not yet. You just think it's not. And there's a reason that matters. The reason that matters is because of exactly what I was just saying. If you think you know what you're doing, you're going to make the missteps that are going to lead you to get blowing up, getting wrecked, as they call it in crypto. In finance, it's called, in legacy, it's called blowing up. When you blow up an account, there's no coming back. You're done. You're out the game, tapped out. That's it. In crypto, they call it wrecked. Why they call it wrecked? Because apparently people never stop coming back. So people keep getting wrecked. In legacy, it don't work like that because it requires, it's a different ball game altogether, depending what you trade. For futures, which is what I'm used to, is a little different. FX is a little different. For stocks, is a little different. But, you know, understanding the game, it all is the same no matter what you're trading. And this is what's important for people to understand. Like, just because I don't day trade crypto doesn't mean shit. I don't day trade crypto because I'm better than you. I know I don't need to day trade crypto. Like, you don't need to day trade crypto. You think you're going to be making money, but you're not. Because what you're not doing is just like I said, you're not looking at the big picture because if you were, you would realize you do not have to day trade crypto. Serious statement. Like you don't. If you look at the big picture, you pick the right spot, i.e. you buy the dip at the right point in time, and you realize that that's the trend, then you realize you don't need to day trade crypto. Why? Because it's the fastest appreciating asset in human history. Only morons day trade shit that appreciates fast. Because what's happening when you're not in the market is, guess what? It's still going up. Yeah, you're missing out because your ass is not allocated to the fucking market. Oh, you mean math? Yes, motherfucker. Math again. Because it's time. Time is the biggest factor that everybody excludes from their analysis. And this is why Wales gives you the facts only. Right? This is why everybody likes to hear what the fuck I got to say because you're not going to hear no bullshit from me. These are the truths. And you can ask Uncle Kevin because I'm just a new guy. He can confirm.
That's the truth, man.
Yep.
So if you need more confirmation of what's going on, subscribe to this Telegram channel called Whalebot Rect. So I just joined like yesterday, and it was ringing, sending me notifications all day long.
Man.
So just look at what's happening. You know, people getting liquidated, long, short, BTC, XRP, ETH, whatever.
Everyone's going long. You noticed?
Everyone's going long. See. Everyone's going long.
So it's not hard. It's really not hard.
Everyone's
someone's
going
a scam, we can just kill you all.
You see?
Yeah.
That's where you get your 10 billion USD.
Yeah, Bybit.
Bybit, OKX, Bybit, Binance, Huobi, all the usual suspects. Yeah.
Never ending, guys. Never ending.
They're all six figures. You noticed?
Exactly. Exactly. So the apparently the biggest one that got liquidated was what, 60+ million.
Oh,
yeah. 60+
Can you
million.
imagine?
Yeah.
Oh my! I mean, I personally can't imagine getting fucking wow. You gotta have some supreme level of stupidity to do something like that.
You see? So yeah, each of these ones is like, wow, all 6 figures, you know, 500,000, you know, ETH USD, all wrecked. Imagine that kind of money coming into Hex, you know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Oh,
Well,
there's a couple of liquidated shorts.
Yeah, you've got.
Hold on.
Look at that
Shorts.
Yeah, you've got longs and shorts. You know, both ways.
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. So.
I mean, that's important to hone in on, right? Like, not only are longs getting liquidated, but shorts too. How does that happen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's not, you know. It's like,
how does that happen exactly? I'll leave that one to the community to figure out. I know how, because I just told you. But if you're still day trading shit, aka crypto, which you have no visibility into, that's another thing. You have no visibility into these order books. It's not like legacy finance. There's no visibility here.
Yeah, I think it's important to point out too that it's not just the exchanges that are wrecking people, but the traders are actually wrecking each other because they're hitting each other's stop losses.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point.
It's just causing a cascade effect. So.
Yeah, that's exactly how markets work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's reflexive, right? If one group of people are selling, which causes the price to move down to a certain point, guess what? The other suckers are going to think it's going to continue. So what are they going to do? They're going to dump too. So it becomes a reflexive scenario where people think the market is doing whatever it's doing, but in reality, they're causing it.
Yeah, self-fulfilling prophecy.
Correct, because they don't understand how markets work. Like, think about it. Any person that's ever sold a share of stock that didn't go bankrupt regrets it. Period. Something to think about, right?
Yeah,
because it calls into play the notion that fundamentals do matter from a long-term perspective, not from a short-term though, right? Because what you think always changes. What's important is what price is doing, because price is always going to reflect reality. Whether you know what that reality is or not is something else. But price is always going to, reflect what we expect or don't expect. And here's the thing, what does that mean? Everybody always has some idea, some connotation of what they think is going to happen. The market doesn't give a shit. And that's what that means. Like, that's just the nature of the beast, right? Like, the market does not care. And this is why you had $10 billion get liquidated yesterday. Because the market doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't care when you buy, doesn't care when you sell. It just cares that your book isn't big enough, and it's going to take advantage of that, and it's going to move in accordance with that. Because here's the thing people have to understand. While markets are made to move by humans, the important thing to understand is that the math is what's making humans move. Because they're looking at their P&L, and they're saying, holy shit. Or they're looking at the price, and they're saying, holy shit. So what does that tell you? That tells you that price is the actual leading indicator. So if you understand how to read a chart, understand how to read price, you're going to always be successful. But easier said than done.
Hey, I'm just going to take an opportunity to look at the chats a little bit. Super Hexwin, how are you, mate? Definitely, Marcin. Hex definitely solves this. Let's see. Crypto King saying the T-share price is 17,511.
Damn, it went up the rate.
Nice.
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to place an order now. I don't think it's actually going to get filled. It's been waiting. It's been in limbo for about 9 hours now. But anyway.
What platform did you use for that?
Oh no, just ETHEX.com, and then I just swapped some shit coin for Hex, which, and then it was confirmed for whatever reason. It was confirmed, and then it's just waiting because I don't know, maybe because it's out of range from when the order. Well, I suppose the order was So
maybe
it's gone far and beyond. I don't know. I'll wait. I think I've set a 24-hour limit, so if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. That's it.
Wow, that sucks, bro.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Yeah. I mean, that's something we're just used to dealing with in Ethereum. Yeah.
It's all good.
Paying for orders that don't get filled. Only in crypto, by the way. That doesn't happen in legacy. No fill, no pay. So
that's it.
There's a lot of things that happen that people are just.
AJ Create.
Yeah. What's up, AJ?
What's up, AJ?
What's up, AJ? Hope you're doing well, brother.
Machiavelli. What's this?
Beautiful. EFFs.
Oh, EFFs.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know what that means. I was about to say, so obviously Coinbase IPO'd, and what was the other one? Kevin, the first day, the CEO sold out and $300 million or something.
Yeah, holy shit, that's sharp.
Like what?
Oh, I saw a tweet, or I don't know what I saw, but I saw somewhere that like the CFO and I don't know who else already sold out too for Coinbase.
Yeah,
like they're completely out, and that was like I told people, that's the point of a direct listing, is for people to dump. It's not for anything else.
Okay, I've got that one. Hold on. Okay, so that's the share price of Coinbase.
Oh, it just went down. Yeah, of course. Why am I surprised?
Of course. Of course.
Good for them. 317. I mean, and also the people that were allowed to sell got their Hex at 15. I mean, got their Coinbase shares at 15 cents.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they just fucking took a shit all over you if your dumb ass is buying.
Special pre-order.
So there you go. They dumped $5 billion in stock.
Holy shit!
After the IPO, so.
It's just disgusting, man. Just taking people's money.
Yeah. So CFO. Okay. So the CFO sold. Yeah.
How can they not have like some sort of timing vestige? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Hey, Simply Donkey.
Hey, Simply Donkey.
I love the name.
Simply Donkey from Shrek? No,
I don't know, but I feel like I'm simply a donkey a lot of the time. So
Simply Donkey.
That's why I like the name.
Because it literally just means pleb, right? Like when someone goes, "Oh, how hard do you work?" Yeah, I see myself working like a donkey. Well, there you go.
Pretty much.
Let's have a look.
It's a beautiful thing.
Check which is tweet. Oh, tweet. Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, did he just tweet that out recently?
I'm not sure. Let me have a look.
Hold on. Oh, there you go. You heard it here first on HexAsians. And then you saw it in the RH tweet. Boom. You're getting coverage of reality from all aspects when you're in the Hexic community. That's crazy, right? Like no matter where you are on the stream, on Twitter, on Telegram, you're finding out what's going on in real time.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's no community that does that. I'm gonna just let you guys know that shit right now. I've never seen that. So,
Oh, Scott.
Richard.
I'm
I
looking
found
at
it
something
interesting that he has a Samsung phone. I wonder what OS.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I thought anything but Samsung, but
Right.
whatever.
Which is what makes me think. I wonder what OS he's using because I'm pretty sure it's not the one that comes with it.
Nope.
I can't stand it.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
I can't
that's just a
stand it.
burner phone of his.
Yeah, or it might be right. Like
Yeah,
you never
it
really
could
know
be,
with him.
Fancy burner.
Fancy
Right.
burner phone.
Let's get these suckers with this one.
I don't see that. I don't see that.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see that tweet.
I don't know.
I only see the one on a Dogecoin on Doge. Wow.
Maybe if you go to the tweets and replies, it might have been a
Yeah.
reply
I'm
to
already
somebody
there.
else.
I'm
Oh,
already
sorry.
there,
My
and-
bad.
Yeah, it's not there. No,
I can't see it. I'm not sure.
no. No.
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's there.
No, not there. Parlay from far away. How are you?
You.
Don't. What was it again? Don't sleep on it. Oh yeah, of course not. No, it's really cool. But anyway, hey, this is just, I suppose, HexAsians anyway. I saw a chat earlier from our resident HexAsian, MacB. He wants to organise a Hex meetup 2025.
In the Philippines?
They might let us out of the house by then, or they might let you guys out of the house by then.
Don't know.
Maybe.
Who knows?
But delayed gratification always pays, right?
Right. Delayed gratification.
Eventually.
It always does.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if you saw the chat that I posted anyway. So what I've noticed was, if we're going to go meet in Singapore at least, there is a place called Club 55. I think we can take over the entire place and just call it Club 555.
Add one,
To
one
rebrand
five,
it.
and we're good to
Add a
go.
couple more fives.
Yeah, all five.
Oh. Yeah,
That's funny, man.
I sussed out the suites. So I think they go for like $2,000 a night. So if we do a month, so do the math.
Boom, winning.
Oh,
Just give them a t-shirt. We'll be
Grand.
covered.
We'll be able to afford it.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Just give them a t-shirt.
T-shirt.
To answer Crypto King, Crypto King asks, is that the building with the pool on the roof? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Actually,
Yes, it is.
I'll bring it up.
Perfect.
Yes, it is. That's the one. The
We're looking to
Marina
move
Bay
in for a while.
Marina Bay Sands. Yep, that's the one.
Very nice.
So we can probably take
Yep,
the
that's the
entire
one.
place. It'll be ours.
Soon enough.
That's the one.
Soon enough.
Yep. So if I'm not mistaken, if you are a guest, you get full access to that anyway.
Yeah.
You get your poolside breakfast meal and that sort of jazz. So yeah, just whatever you do, don't look down. No, but it's beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
That's the view, man.
Yep. So yeah, the cheapest suite is $2,000. So I think I did the math. I think you need about $150,000. So if we rent a Lamborghini each at $600 a day for 30 days, and we park it right underneath, you walk straight up, valeted to the front, and you can go for a joyride. We all follow Uncle Kevin Hex. He knows the spot. we do like a convoy, if you like.
All right.
Convoy of Lambos. Okay.
Word. Sun goes all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So there you go.
I mean,
2025.
personally, I would have an Aston Martin. I would not drive a Lambo. But that's just my taste.
Yeah.
Like I like actual cars, not things that are just
Yeah.
engines with chassis around them. No offense to the Lambo likers, but
No, fair enough.
Pretty sure Aston Martins hold their value a lot more than Lambos anyway.
Yes, of course. Of course. We like assets over here on Wales Only. So
Yeah.
Pure assets. Pure assets. I mean, that thing is as close to a GTR as you get. Is a Nissan GTR as you can get as far as luxury vehicle goes. And for those that are not familiar with a Nissan GTR, every single one that's made is one of one. No NFTs here, guys. Sorry.
Sorry, Wales. When you say one of one, just to clarify, which one? So made from 2007 and beyond, or
right? So the Nissan GTR is the latest version. Right? Every engine that you get in that vehicle, along with the modifications, if you want, typically one of one. It's very rare to see a similar Nissan GTR that's after 2007. That's more than one of one. Like, meaning there's multiple versions of that GTR riding around. And that's why those cars are so expensive relative to where they came from, which is like the Nissan Silva, if you're familiar with those, Silvia, 240, right?
Yep.
So I'm sorry for getting into this, but it's relevant. It's relevant because it's about value. It's about value perception, and that's kind of how I'm trying to tie it to this. It's very important to understand. Very, very important to understand because, again, this is what's going to drive the value, right? Like the network adoption is going to be by perception of what people see with respect to what Hex is, right? And if people see that this thing pays you, well, say no more. Like, say no more. People will react to that in a major way. Almost done with the charts, guys.
No, you're right. I'm also a fan of GTRs anyway, but I'm after Skylines because the prices are going way, way off.
Skylines, right? The Skyline. Well, it's a GTR Skyline. Isn't that the same name now, or did they come out with a Skyline now?
No. Skylines before, in 2000. So anything that's made prior to 2002, they're called Skylines. So that's the old name since 1970.
I just call them that. Yeah, I just call them that. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, because in America it's a little different. It's a little different.
Yeah.
The way to think about it. But yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Yep. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything.
So this one over here, look at the mileage. It's six figures, right? And it's going for 100 and something K. So a very good example would be like 3 or 4 times that amount. So no NFT, spot on. So if you can get your hands on one of those, they'll just go off the roof. They don't make them anymore.
No, they're exactly. And the GTR is like the new day version of that exact car. Now think about it. They're selling the new versions for that same price.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Spot on.
Wow.
So definitely get one of these classics before they go.
On any Hex stream, you will only be awakened. You will never be put to sleep.
Wow. 185K for a 20-year car. Wow.
Yeah.
I think by 2024 we're going to have to compete. Well, at least from my perspective, is I have to compete with the Americans because you'll be allowed to bring these cars in. So
that's
another
thing, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So a lot of vendors are actually buying up these cars privately. They store them up like in warehouses and everything, just in preparation for 2024. And then all this stock will just come out, and they will charge you $500,000 or whatever. I don't know. I don't dare to imagine how much they will charge you for that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my hands on one really. So it's getting really tough these days.
Yeah.
All yours for one T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Can I get NFT for a high price? And then just do a one-to-one swap.
Probably.
Any swap.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Can you drive an NFT?
Yeah, probably not.
300 ZX.
Or redeem it for the actual physical asset.
That might work.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the 300Z too. The old one.
Yeah, the old one. The VG engines, VG 30 or something.
Right, the
In turbos.
Datsuns, and then the Datsuns on through like the mid '90s, '93.
Yeah.
I just like old cars; they're just better.
Are they from far away?
Personally, I want to hunt down a Mark IV Supra
Oh, look at you!
twin turbo.
Look at you, acting like you don't know anything. How about that? That's a hell of a car, right? That's a hell of a car.
I think
I
we
mean,
can own our own island and just have drag races every day. Would be nice.
Streaming drag race.
Streaming drag race. You know,
Streaming drag race. Oh my god.
Start a Hex Racing YouTube channel.
Hex Racing.
Yeah,
Nice.
we can do it all.
Oh, there we go. That's your dream.
Man.
Oh my
It's
god.
pretty cheap though.
Yeah, 54K, not bad.
It's got the
For what?
TRD body kit.
An old car.
What? 94? Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotta know what you're buying.
That's how much the Mark V is going for right now.
Yep.
There you
Spot
go.
on.
And they stopped making these cars too.
Yep.
So it's about understanding asset value, or understanding when something is an asset versus when it's not. If you're buying a freaking Toyota Corolla, you're not going to see these kind of returns, right? You're not going to see any return, in fact. So it's important to understand the market that you're operating in. And this is why understanding product market fit is critical. Understanding the market is critical, which is what helps you understand where there is product market fit. You know, it like there's so many ways, man. And you know, everything is the same. People like to think crypto is different. Like, nah, you come in here, throw your money at the wall if you want. You're going to pay the price. You're going to pay the price.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's rare.
Whoa.
That is rare.
You don't even see RX-7s riding around anymore.
And not with them outside. But it looks damaged. Is it not damaged? No.
I can't tell
it's just
from
the
the
glare,
image.
I think.
It looks like it's just glare.
Looks
If
good
you look
though.
if you look at the image in the still of the thumbnail, it looks like there's no damage on that side.
It doesn't look like it's gone in a crash as well. The panels do light up.
Hard to always tell that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
You got to open the hood and you take a real good look. Because if you look at the hood, again, right, the picture you were looking at, the right side looks a little different versus the left. It doesn't look equally flush.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
I used to be a mechanic, so forgive me.
Oh. Right.
Don't tell anybody because I don't do any car work anymore. But yeah, you gotta really know you gotta know what you're looking at. You gotta know what you're buying, because it's very especially with a car, it's very easy to get swindled. Very, very easy.
Yeah.
It is very lightly used.
Heard that.
35. Not bad.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I mean, imagine owning that car and lightly using it. Don't think so. Like, I'm not buying that car to lightly use it, but I'm gonna drive the shit out of that. So
I thought about this in my dream anyway. So what I might do is, if I've got that much money, no, not a joke, I will walk into Nismo factory and I say, hey, don't tell anyone. Go build me an R34. Go and find something, strip the whole thing clean, make sure it's nice and good, and build me one.
I'm pretty sure it's doable.
Exactly, and it will be one of one.
I'm pretty sure it's doable. You got enough cash, man. Anybody do whatever you want.
Anything.
That's a fact.
That's right. Like I think I got a friend who used to tell me like the sheikhs in Dubai, they do that all the time. They go to
hell yeah,
they do that all the bloody time.
Yep. Look at the cars that they own. None of those are model or OEM. They're all to spec. Each and every single one. So indeed that they do.
So yeah, if I can't find a good example, I'll make it someone else's problem with money. That's how it
boom.
Yeah.
That's why it's the best
That's
tool.
what money is for.
That's right. Damn, Skippy.
Damn right.
Yeah, always dreamed. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I always dreamed of having like an 8-car garage or something, and then you get them all on spinny disc and shit.
Yeah, like
And you just spend the whole day, just you start
It's
them
like
up every week and drink your coffee in there and smell, I don't know. Yeah, it's just
that's what
it's
you
just
want,
a
though. That's the whole
exactly.
point, right? This is
That's
the whole
best
point.
enjoyment.
This is the whole point of working hard and doing what you want to do to live how you want to live.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the whole point. So, like, people got to understand everybody's version of success is not boilerplate. You know what I mean? It's going to be whatever you want it to be. So, that's entirely fair if that's what you want. But you got to make sure you want it. That's all. That's the hardest thing, knowing what you actually want, because that actually requires knowing who you are. So that's the hard part. That is a hard part.
Just gonna shout out the chat. So Archie, happy with an old school camper van. Really? Seriously? Okay, if that's your thing, sure.
Oh man.
driver seat's on the right. Okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
If it's on the right, it's the it's the Japanese one.
Yeah.
What do you
I've
think of the new Datsun?
Oh, there's.
Oh, I think I know what he's talking about. The new 400Z. The fair lady, the new 400. I saw it floating around.
I haven't seen that.
Huh.
Now I have to go look at it.
It's new. It's new, and it comes in that timeless yellow. There we go.
Let's see.
That's the picture.
Oh, wow.
Fairly.
Holy shit. I guess I need to start paying attention to what's going on again in the car world. My God.
Oh.
That's the one.
This is beautiful because it even looks like the original.
It kind of have reminiscence of the 240, just on the nose bit.
Yeah.
They spliced and diced very nicely.
Hmm.
Yeah, at least in my opinion. It looks very good. It looks very, very good relative to the first one. Let me show you guys this one. I don't know what the hell is this, a 400? Hold on, this looks like a 400 racer compared to an old 240Z, and it just looks so cool. I don't know if, let me see if you can pull that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll allow you to pull it up. Just click on the link and it'll take you right to the DuckDuckGo. Actually, hold on. I think you might already have it on your screen. Oh,
That's okay.
Just click.
This one. You're talking this one.
No. Scroll down. It's a great car. Scroll down because the lights look very reminiscent of the original, and that's why it stood out to me. That one right there, the fourth one, the second one from the left on that row that you're on with your cursor, the one below it. Second one from your right. Sorry, from your right. That one.
This one.
Yes, that one. Sorry. Yes, look at
the
light. Yeah, I don't know, but that one that looks like a racing version to me.
Wow.
I would like to get that specific one.
Wow.
Thank you, Toyota. I'll be there soon. Like I won't, like, there's certain things that as a grown person you're gonna want because of when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And that's just one of those. That and Aston Martin, like there's certain things I'm gonna get. But it's not a focus, whenever it happens, it happens.
It looks sick, man. Oh, that's sick, man.
Yeah. Oh, Machiavelli, that was a killer. Oh, man. That was funny.
Just trying to look up what he said and put it up on screen. There we go.
So, yeah. I mean, man, look. There's Hexicans are just gonna be a different class. You're gonna be able to get your toys and save the world too. Just depends what your priorities are. Because here's the thing. People care about, like Richard lets us know, they care about the virtue signaling, right? If you pull up looking like a humble individual, quote unquote, they're not going to listen to you. They have
they're
no
not gonna
reason.
take you seriously.
Yeah, they have no visual reason to take you seriously. So, I understand. Like, I'm not a materialistic person by any means. I used to be, but I no longer am, because I understand. But people are not like that. So you have to cater to your audience. It's very important to understand that, especially with what we're trying to do. As a Hexican, you understand that shit is not right. So only one way to make it right, and that's by setting the example. And, RH shows us one of the many ways to set the example. So take note and adjust accordingly within your respective jurisdiction, because every community is different, but there are certain things that you can hone in on, right? And leech on and carry from one community to the next.
Cool. I'll just shout out on the chat. So, Fabricio, did I say it right?
Yeah.
Good morning from Brazil. Right. Nice.
Worldwide, baby. Worldwide.
That's it.
HexAsians, Hex South America. It's all the same.
It's one big happy family. That's what we are.
That's right.
Yep.
I mean, imagine if eventually crypto communities start having their own languages. Like, wow, talk about tribalism. Oh, man. That would be crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be extremely crazy. The charts are ready whenever you guys want to go through them. No rush at all.
No, whenever. Just put it up there and I'll just put you on. No problems. All good.
Okay. Let me share the screen. Oh, wait.
That's right. X-Lingo.
It's coming.
I think we're going to have like our own little gang signs, right? Like everyone's going to go like that, and they go, yeah, come on in.
555. 555 stakes only.
Hey, that reminds me. I think we don't have that limit on Pulse, so that number could well change.
Yo, I forget. Oh my God, I've been thinking about that for a long time. I always forget to mention it.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I don't actually think that's going to change, because I think it's going to mess with the game theory. So I don't know.
You think so? How come?
Yeah, I think he might keep it the same. Well, because I don't know.
I guess two different networks can't be different, or two similar networks can't be different. So I guess maybe Pulse. Oh, he said he's not even going to add a time component to Pulse.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the actual.
No. Just in general. Because it can't happen with Hex. Hex is already done, so it can only be Pulse. Yeah. Right.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah. So now I guess you're right. I don't think he is going to be able to. He's going to do it. I don't know, because people are really anti locking their money up, right?
Yeah.
Very anti that. So I think with Pulse, he's going to try to figure out another way to create pumpamentals, which is why, when after that 8-hour stream, and I know you guys know this already, but don't forget, after that 8-hour stream, he literally asked the community for input during that whole 8-hour stream. Anytime he talked about tokenomics or the new chain or anything like that, right? Yeah. So let's make sure that we don't forget that and jump in the chat and give ideas and share ideas, because don't think he's not watching. He watches everything. So, even now, if you have an idea, share it. We're all ears and we're always ready to discuss it, because Pulse Chain is going to be the future for crypto. And that's not even my opinion at this point. The more I understand about Ethereum, the more it becomes obvious to me that Pulse Chain is going to be the savior for crypto. Obvious. Why? Couple reasons. Nobody knows about it. So it's the non-ETH killer that's going to kill ETH, because no other chain has been able to do it. Period. Not ADA, not DOT, and I don't even know what other ones are. Solerna. I don't know the other one.
Solana.
Right? Solana, whatever. Yeah, whatever name they want to give these things. It's just looking at the facts, right? They have not met their targets by any means. So that leaves 1 and 1 competition only. And I forgot about our favorite of the BNB folks, right? The wash traders extraordinaire. I mean, you know, all of these chains are wrecking people. And this point in time is so critical because what's happening? We have people getting liquidated, people getting wrecked all over the place. And we saw 10 billion just happened on the BNB chain alone. Alone. That means 1. So what about the rest? We don't even know. We don't even know, right? And that's the whole point. We only know of 10 billion that got liquidated. We don't actually know the whole amount. How fucking crazy is that? That's a lot of money to lose in one day, guys. And we're talking about that's what 1%. What we're talking about? 2 trillion. So 200 billion is 10%, right? So 20 billion is 1%. You know it was more than 1%. Because if we got 10
1%
billion
of 2 trillion, that's a lot.
Yeah. Because if we're talking the market from one exchange liquidated 10 billion, that's 0.5% of the whole valuation of the crypto market. This is why trading is dangerous, guys. It's not because we don't want you to make money now. It's because you have to understand the name of the game. And the name of the game is compounding returns over time. It's not making money now. It's compounding returns over time. That's the name of the trading game. It is not making $100,000 right now. That's not possible. That's how I started. That's what I used to think. And that's the farce. That's the lie. That's not reality. It's not doable. There is no market on this planet, even crypto, that's going to give you that option. That's a fluke. It's a mistake. It's a luck of the draw. The system does not do that consistently, right? Therefore, it is not the normal state of the system. Very important to understand. Now, let's just get into these. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, no, I was just about to add to what you're just saying. So this is no different from going to a casino. A casino will advertise and tell you that the price pool in the jackpot is, I don't know, X amount of millions. What are you expecting? To walk in there and just put $5 and get the whole lot? That never happens.
But you're right. That's exactly what people expect.
Because you know how everyone walks in and they go like, "Oh, I'm going to win. I feel good today. I'm going to win." Really?
No, I don't like casinos. I have never playing poker is one thing. Going into a casino and playing a slot, that to me is gambling. Why is that? Because there's no strategy you can actually have in a slot machine because you cannot determine the odds. The slot is just randomly generating a series of events. Randomly because you cannot determine any type of count, any type of anything. Like there's no vantage point for a human against a computer except time. So what does that mean? And this is about to get a little weedy, but after, let's say 500, slot pulls, what happens is that over time, the system begins to normalize to the point where you will win eventually, but it's going to cost you, just like middle class said, it's going to cost you to get to that point. But you have to, be able to play the game long enough to be able to beat the odds. This is why the house always wins, because the odds are stacked against you. And the only way to meet them is by having a bankroll big enough. This is why casinos don't care to give rich people credit, because they know they're going to get that money back. It's baked in already. It's a guarantee, right? And this is the same thing with trading. This is exactly why middle class thought about it. And I don't think about trading or gambling. I don't really mess with casinos. I've been to one once in my life. Don't care. I don't care for it. Like when I go to Vegas, I'm not gonna be doing shit but playing poker. That's not gambling. If you don't know poker, then fucking learn it. But it's not gambling, right? And this is why people like to relate trading and whatever investing to gambling, and they're wrong. That's the ignorant mentality that connects those two, because in reality, it's nothing like that. Because yes, you can treat it like that, but what are you actually doing? You're just burning your money. If you do that, for that, just put it on the stove. No different. The outcome is going to be the same. Literally going to be the same. You cannot change that reality, right? So once you start to understand the math and all that shit, you automatically become a Hexican because you see that event, like that possibility, is entirely removed. There is no downside risk when you're buying and staking because guess what? Over time, the math is letting you know it's not possible. So I'll say zero risk because unless the internet gets shut off, that's the amount of risk that we have. And that's assuming that. So let's talk about that because that's actually a good thing to bring up. So let's assume the whole world goes to shit, right? Because this is literally the only way the internet can be shut off, right? Like, if the internet isn't functioning, what happens?
Chaos.
Right. And it's not because of crypto. Crypto is actually irrelevant. The whole world runs on the internet. The whole world runs on the internet now. Right? Yeah, I know you do, Benny. You made a living off of that. I was never able to do that, boss. I'm not in anybody's league. Yeah, I'm not in anybody's league. I just play for fun. So let's get that shit right. I still work. I am not some poker killer. No. But you get what I'm saying? Like, these people are setting people up, right? And if you don't understand the big picture, you're gonna get set up too. And this is why I didn't buy Bitcoin in 2010, right? Because I was too stupid. I wasn't paying attention to the big picture. I thought I knew better. So what did I do? I went and learned how to trade my life away. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And here is the second iteration of an opportunity for a person that knows better to do better. So I'm just trying to help everybody else get on that same train because it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. Uncle Kevin can tell you he's been at it longer than me. Not easy.
Wales, before we start, just on the, I suppose the point of saving crypto. I'll just play this clip. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Only that is the whole state of the blockchain being forked? So we're gonna have, let's say, our Ethereum forked as well, or only Hex?
Don't know yet. We'll see.
Okay.
Good question.
That's it.
All right.
What was that smile?
Did you notice his body language?
I couldn't hear the question.
He's being pretty coy about that.
I couldn't hear the question. Could you tell me the question? Because the volume was too low for me for some reason. I don't know. I heard him, but I couldn't hear the question.
Vince, do you want to go ahead?
He was basically just asking Richard if the entire state of Ethereum was going to carry over. So like all the other coins.
Man, you know it is. What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
He's trying to save crypto.
Richard just couldn't say it, obviously.
Yeah, he couldn't say it out loud.
Reasons,
for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that that's what's going down. It would literally be, in my opinion, as a speculator, as a seasoned speculator, looking at all of the elements that we have, all of the tidbits of information that we have to put a conclusion from, right? To create a conclusion from all the jigsaw puzzles that we have to the puzzle, I would wager that yes, he's going to copy the entire state of the blockchain. I would wager my whole book on that. 100%. That's how confident in that happening. Why? Because not only do Hexicans need it, but all of crypto needs it. The whole ERC20 network needs a savior right now because DOT isn't doing it. Solana isn't doing it. None of these other chains are doing it. Period. End of discussion. BNB isn't doing it. None of them. So that only leaves one, and that one doesn't even exist yet. And here's the crazy part. Only a select number of people do know it exists yet. And they're not listening to us. So again, first mover advantage. Like, no matter how you cut, no matter how you slice this cake, Hexicans are going to win big. Simple as that. Like, there's no other way to put it. It's really that simple. And that smile and that body language should let you know that. I mean, if I didn't see his reaction, because I saw the stream, but I was working, so I was listening to most of it. So I didn't see his body language mostly. But I heard it. So I remember the question, and I didn't see his body language, but now after looking at it, I'd go into 100%. That body language lets you know what time it is. He couldn't even hide that shit.
Yeah.
Couldn't even hide it. So for sure. For sure. I mean, think about it. This guy, he knows what he's doing. This isn't his first rodeo in crypto. Like, he was doing this shit since day one, you know.
No,
and
yeah.
Look,
He
this
knows
guy's.
exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm not. Like, I've never felt confident about something I wasn't doing before. Unlike this. Like, this is crazy. To have this much confidence in an individual, right, that has shown and proven that they know what the hell they're doing, they know what the hell they're talking about. That's what the world should be about. It shouldn't be about random persons doing whatever the fuck because they feel like it. Like, what? No, it doesn't work. This person, he's the right guy for the job, and he's letting us know he's the right guy for the job. And he shows us every day at the crossover that he is the right guy for the job. Every single day that Hex does not fail, he's letting us know I'm the right guy for the job. And I don't know, it's straightforward to me. I hope it becomes more straightforward to others. I don't think anybody should be worried about anything with regards to the chain or being forked. I think it's going to be a boon to the crypto industry at large. Even though they hate him, they will come to love him because he's not going to give them a choice. And that's the thing that I've learned from Richard. I would like to say from a personal perspective, because I was very, very, if you don't get me, fuck you. But he's nothing like that. He really tries to help people understand. He really tries to educate. And, it's a difference between dealing with crypto fool rules, which I will never do, ever. Fuck them. And dealing with people that just don't get it and are trying to and are being aggressive towards their misunderstanding. Right, because that's the average person, right? The average person that doesn't like Hex is because they don't get it. They hear these negative things, so they're going to have a preconceived notion about it. But the reality is that if you tell them exactly what they're missing and they connect those dots, they'll be back. I've seen it happen so many times. It happens in Twitter almost every day, all the time. So I just wanted to highlight that because I just think it's important, not just for the stream, but just for the community at large to understand the difference, right? There's a difference between a person trying to learn and a person seeking attention, right? And we have to be able to make that discerning, we have to be able to make that discerning connection because we fell into that trap last week with a certain name in crypto that he was running around asking questions, acting like he was really trying to learn Hex, and he just wasn't. And it was clear by his replies to the people in the community.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. And again, right, like understanding those little tidbits of how people interact with you is what separates you from being able to cut through the bullshit and not being able to cut through the bullshit. Very, very important. So we'll get into these charts now. I just wanted to harp on that because it's something that I think is just very important. Just from an analytical perspective, because everybody needs to improve their analytical ability all the time. And that includes me, because our whole existence is based on what we're able to discern from what we're seeing. So it's not easy because believe half of what you see. You know what I mean? Half of what you see. So we'll get into this. All right. And as always, a little disclaimer here. The information displayed in this broadcast is known to cause increased amounts of FOMO. HexAsians and their guests are not responsible for any losses you might accrue for having weak baby hands. Go do some pull-ups. It'll help you out. Stake accordingly. All right. Nice. For the first 190 days, we're at okay. So this chart is comparing. Let me give you guys that first in case you're a first-time viewer. This chart is comparing the returns on an indexed basis between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hex, and T-shares since the inception of Hex, since the inception of Ethereum, and since the inception of Bitcoin. So what am I tracking exactly? What I'm tracking is the first 490 days of price returns for each respective instrument. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hex, and the T-shares. Now, T-shares is the blue or the yellow line with the blue hue. Ethereum is the orange line with the orange hue. Hex is the pink line with the white hue, and T-shares is the magenta line with the yellow hue. Bitcoin has no returns yet. We are still waiting. We have 162 days before this, or I'm sorry, 72 days before this actually gives us a print. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like on the chart. It's going to be ugly. We got Ethereum at 708% rounding up, or 708 on the index rounding up. The Hex index is at 7,743 rounding up. T-shares index is at 13,485 rounding down. Hex post big payday at 324%. Sorry, guys. Come on, PowerPoint. There we go. So we're 151. Come on. 151 days post big payday. Sorry, guys. We are 69%, hint, hint, behind the first halving of Bitcoin, 178% ahead of the second halving, 155% ahead of the third halving. The first halving giving us a reading of 1,040%, or 40 rounding up on the first halving index. The Hex big payday, or Hex post big payday index is at 324, whereas the third halving is at 127 rounding up, and the second halving is at 116 rounding down. And as always, you got to understand, with all the hate that Hex has received and all the naysaying and all this, it's a scam and all this chart is important. It's actually the most important one, because after big payday, people just presumed that this was going to go to zero. Clearly not the case. T-shares versus Ethereum and Bitcoin. Versus Ethereum, it is the pink line, and versus Bitcoin is the orange line. And as you can see, with the dump that we've had in Bitcoin and Ethereum over the past several hours, I recorded this price as of 9 a.m. this morning. We've gotten a move up again, right? And this is again showing just how the T-shares are there to provide that value proposition no matter what is happening in the market, right? This is how we are able to determine that Hex is always going to be uncorrelated. Now, why do I say always? Because that's a pretty bold statement for something that's new. Well, it should be obvious just by this chart alone. Hex does not move in line, or the T-shares do not move in line with Bitcoin or Ethereum. Thereby default, Hex is going to do its own thing as well. Transitive property. Look it up. All right. Sorry, guys. So here we have, and I switched around the what do you call it? The order of the charts a little bit. This is usually at the end, but I moved it up to the beginning. So at the time, the Hex price was $168.33. I actually have no idea where it is now. Let me check just for funsies. Oh, looks like the dip is over. We'll get into that after this. We're at the 10,000 cost. The cost of 10,000 Hex is $171.41 right now. So we're a little higher. You can pretty much guesstimate that T-shares are going to be a little bit higher as well, probably closer to 300 than they are now. Thereby lifting up the T-share rate probably closer to in line with respect to what it is. So with respect to these prices, the T-share rate was a little cheap. And the APY, which is with respect to the T-share pool and the payout, right, is down to 36.85. So now we're going to just go into the Hex payout index returns, return metrics, and as we can see, 167,000. Just keeps on trucking higher. I mean, yeah, this is what you earn in aggregate sum. And I probably should have put that other chart before this one, because I just want to make this make a little bit more sense. So give me a second, guys. Let me put this in front of this one, actually. Yes. Give me a second.
No worries.
Hold on, why is this thing working? Come on. All right, let's see. Come on, man. God, I hate PowerPoint. It just doesn't make my job easy. Like, this is so simple and it makes it difficult. Like, I clicked on a slide and now it still hasn't turned. Like, what are you waiting for, man? All right, here we go. All right. So I wanted to talk about this chart before the next chart first because it just makes more sense to do that. Give me a second. All right. So, yeah. All right. So, payout per T-share sum line is what you've gotten in aggregate for one T-share since inception. So, if you came in on day 350, you can start your count from here, right? And literally subtract everything that came before, and this is what you've gotten, right? So, let's say you started at 6,000, day 358 or so, and you staked one T-share, and since then to now, you've basically gotten 1,243 hex in aggregate. That's what this line is saying. Hex returns, of course. The hex index is, of course, at 8,100 or 81. Wait, is that right? Did I not update this damn chart up here? What the fuck? Hold on, guys. I thought I updated this. Huh. I guess I did not update this one. What I did. Weird, because I really thought I did. But anyways, you guys know what the returns are. Doesn't matter. We'll keep it moving. So this line is basically the indexed return of this line. So you started with 1, right? Because you got one T-share on like day, or one hex paid out on like day 1. And now we're at almost 6, 5.7, 5.8 nowadays. The average most recently is 5.7. And you're getting that every day. You're getting paid that amount of hex per T-share every day. So that number, of course, is going to be ridiculous from a return perspective because you're stacking multiples daily with respect to the quantity of 1. So it's very important to understand that. This is why these returns are so crazy. Payout per T-share index is just letting us know that the system has increased its payout per T-share 5-fold since inception. The daily payout index is letting us know that the system's payout has increased 114 times since inception. Hex payout, most recent payout is 5.685 hex per T-share. And I just want to really show or talk about this for a second, how the daily payout went from almost 70 million hex back down to 63 million hex. Now that's crazy because the T-share pool count didn't change like that. It's still above 11 million, letting us know adoption is happening. 11 million trillion shares, letting us know adoption is happening. However, people have been emergency ending their stakes like it's something to do. So the question then becomes, why? Right? And it's because these fools are running to go chase the dump that they just got liquidated on. Because this was a couple of days ago. So it's hilarious. You should be laughing. Because that's exactly why these emergency end stakes happen when the market is pumping and hex is not.
Yeah.
We saw it how often the most recent hex sell-off going into March. That's exactly why people were selling. It's the same reason people were selling when I started streaming. Exact same reason. Exact same reason, because the rest of the market was pumping and hex was not. So enjoy the pay for understanding the big picture. This is what the game theory is meant to be for. To keep the smart people getting paid and to bankrupt the fucking morons. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So now we're going to get into the expiring shares charts. And this time I have the first chart going back to all the way to March 7th, all the way through today. So I got a month and a week of these charts to look at. And I want you guys to really focus on the early part, because that's what's igniting the T-share rate explosion that we're seeing right now. Right now, just watch the cursor as always, and watch how the volume or the magnitude of the stakes change over time. And I got 311, 316, or March 11th, March 16th, 23rd of March, 29th of March, the 6th of April, and the 18th of April, finally. So just watch the cursor as it changes, okay? Major drop. That's what caused the first rip from 17,000 to basically 17,200 for the hex rate, right? And it just keeps going, right?
Damn.
Right? People just keep staking short, right? Because that's the thing. It's not so much the magnitude. The magnitude matters, but what matters more as we scroll through these is that this line, this set of bars here, this set of horizontal bars are always going to be bolded versus those right there below it. So that's something I want you guys to hone in on, right? They stay bold, they stay bold, they stay bold the whole time. Look at that. That's as of this morning before we started this stream. So this is what's causing the T-share rate to ratchet up so fast. And I think it ratcheted up overnight. Again, let me just look, because it ratcheted. Yeah, wow. It went up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
It went up like 22 hex in the past 24 hours. And before that, I think probably 30 something hex in 24 hours. So no longer are we seeing these short little jumps in the T-share rate, like 5, 6 hex, right? We're seeing big jumps in the T-share rate. And that is what's happening. Oh, what's up, Bala? It's not coming along. I haven't been working on this shit at all. I'm just too busy doing other stuff right now. I'll get to it eventually. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody cares about a website. They care about hex going up. So it's cool. I'll just keep explaining how that's going to happen, because that's really more important. But it's important to realize, right? This is adoption. This is increased use of the network. And this is what's going to drive up the T-share rate. And in conjunction with that, the cost of hex. And now here's something I want you guys to realize. We'll go back to this APY chart just because it's important. I wish I had a zoomed in view. So when we get to hex PE, we'll talk about it again. But that's just what I wanted you guys to see from these charts, just how the activity on the short end is very significant, because that's what's going to drive up the share rate. Very much so. And with that price of hex is going to get driven up. It's very important to understand that, because what we're seeing now is people exiting the system because they don't understand the system. Very simple, very straightforward. And that's okay. If they want to cash out, that's fine too. But all that does is that it creates opportunity for you to get involved. That's literally all that means, or to get involved even further, right? And that's all. We, as a Hexican, it's literally the best thing, as long as you understand the system, that people sell and give us a dip to buy. Because what that does is that allows you to add more printing power with respect to your economic mass. And over time, we can always generate more economic mass. But one thing I will highlight is, please note the 10-year area, right? All of a sudden, throughout this whole period of time, they're not bolded. Just out here a little bit, right? But this big staking wall had nothing happening during this whole time. Until most recently, i.e., maybe the past few days. So again, if you want to have a long-term stake, make sure, please, it's after this, because you will only benefit greatly. Because what's going to happen here is going to make 2020 look like a piece of crap, relatively speaking, with respect to how Bitcoin went from 10,000 to 60, or what was the high? Maybe 25 in 2020. I don't really remember. But point is,
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But you get what I'm saying. After year 10, Hex is going to take off, and nobody's going to understand what the fuck happened, where it came from, how it happened. But I'm here letting you know 10 years beforehand, this is why. This is how. This is literally jet fuel. It's incendiary. It's incendiary. It's crazy. Like,
Mhm.
I don't even know how else to, like, it's just crazy. So we'll get into these correlations, and as always, it's 0 for both Hex and Ethereum, or Ethereum versus Hex, or Hex versus Ethereum, and Hex versus Bitcoin. It's 0 for both, as always. So the most important thing to get from this chart, like I always like to highlight, is that when people look at this chart and they're going to see Hex returns are primarily on the right side of the origin of the x-axis versus the left, which is the negative side. The left side represents negative values. The right side represents positive values on the x-axis. The y-axis, which is what denotes Ethereum and Bitcoin's returns, are much more spread out, right? So if you tilt your head sideways, and maybe I'll do this for next time, is I'll switch the axes. When you look at it from the y perspective, you'll notice that the returns for Ethereum and for Bitcoin are much more widespread, meaning they're equivalently distributed, somewhat equivalently distributed over the zero axis, much more so than Hex. And that's the point. Because when somebody sees this, they're going to be like, oh, I'm not putting my money in a Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's foolish. Literally foolish. That's what that is. That's what that means. And the chart and the data is letting you know that, because guess what? This is 400 plus data points. So it's not like the sample size is small. It's hard to fake something like this over time. Very, very hard. Very, very hard, especially from 3 independent items, right? Like there's 3 independent things that you're correlating right here. So, pay attention. T-shares of gold, and as we know, T-shares have been going down in value, but gold has been going up lately as well. Because what the thing you have to understand about gold is it's manipulated, right? If you look at the usdebtclock.org, they give you the actual value of gold and what it's supposed to be, which is approximately $37,000 per troy ounce. Right now, it's like 1,770 or so per troy ounce. Let me see what it is exactly. I keep an eye on the spot. Yeah, it's 1,775, and silver is almost at 26 per ounce. So, this is the reason I track the GLD ETF, is because it's the paper market. Eventually, and probably today at some point, I'll put the chart together, or I'm gonna try to put the chart together where it's the total dollar supply of all the gold versus the total dollar supply of all T shares. Because I think that'll be a good representation of this that I'm trying to show here. Because this is really just whatever. But when we can get a true dollar figure on the total supply of gold and a total dollar figure with the total supply of T shares relative to gold, then it's a whole different picture. It's a more interesting picture. It's a more realistic picture. So I'll be working on that probably today, because I don't have much else to do today. So I'll be doing that. And to the payout per T-share chart in dollar terms, my favorite personally. Oh, we got a nice little sell. Good. So at the time of this, it was a dollar, Freudian slip, 1.68 cents, which gave us a price per T-share in dollar terms of 9.5 cents, which gave us an adjusted hex value of 11.25 cents. And again, the adjusted hex value is merely the summation of the cost of one hex, the dollar cost of one hex, versus plus the dollar cost of the payout per T-share, which gives you the adjusted hex value. Now, the important thing to understand is that over time, Hex is ultimately trying to attain this value. The only thing that determines the velocity of that happening is the network effect. But this is happening nonetheless. So that's the important thing to understand there. And here we are back at the Hex price to earnings ratio. And like I've been talking about for a while, really since those big stakes came out, the slope on this chart on the opposite side of the lower bound, right? Because when you're looking at this, you're accustomed to looking at the bottom side. But I would recommend you look at this on the top side and look at how those dots connect. If you focus on that, you'll see that the slope is actually positive. It's not flat. It's not even negative, it's positive. So what does that mean? This takes me back to what I was trying to talk about earlier with respect to the total share count in conjunction with the APY, which I think is, in conjunction. Oh, God, I really hate this chart. Give me a second, guys, because I'm really trying to get this stupid freaking hue crap off of here. I really don't know why it does this. When I make the charts, they don't have it. And then, well, the thing about it is that's annoying is that when I make the charts, they don't have it. Then when I'm presenting it, this crap pops up. So I don't know exactly why it does that. It's very annoying to me. Excel crap. Let me see. See if this changes it a little bit. Solid. Come on. Change today. What is that, like a shadow? Like, I don't even know what they call it. Like, god damn, I hate fucking Microsoft. Jesus Christ. Sorry, man. It's so frustrating.
It's all right. No, it's cool. Yeah,
it's freaking frustrating. Yeah, it's frustrating. Like, what are you hiding? Like, make it easy to use. No fill. Border, solid line. No. Can I just put no line? Like, it's just not changing. Why? Because I want you guys to see the bend in the APY. Because the important thing that I want to bring to everybody's attention is that this line now is taking a shape that it hasn't before. Okay, no gradient. Come on. There we go. Fuck. Oh, come on. Swear to God, I just had it, and it just is like it's doing this to me on purpose. I freaking hate Microsoft. Hold on, man. So the thing I want you guys to understand is that right now, the total T-share count, right, with respect to I'm gonna have to zoom this in even closer at some point, but the long story short, since this point in time, we've been seeing an increase in the T-share count. With respect to that, we've been seeing a decrease in the APY and a decrease in the payout per T-share is right here. Oh, sorry. Like you can see the slope. The slopes are matching, right? Increase in T-share rate, decrease in hex payout, decrease in daily payout, and slight decrease in the APY, and an increase also in the staking percentage that we've seen on GraphHex.rock, because at a certain point in time, it was actually 9.6 something for a while. And now I think we're at 9. Look, we're almost at 9.9. The last time I looked at it, it was 9.84 something. So it just keeps creeping higher, right? And this is what people need to understand, because it takes a lot to get this APY to move lower, but it's happening, right? Now, what does that mean? Why am I wasting so much time on this? The reason is because that is what's going to carry the price. If people don't come in, stake, and buy, then where's the price going? Right? Like, it's not going anywhere. Right? It's literally not going anywhere. Oh, what the hell just happened? Still trying to get this thing to, okay, now it wants to just disappear. Great. Didn't do any of the other changes, but it'll disappear. Great. Give me a second. There you go.
It's all right.
Yo, like it's like a cruel joke. It's a cruel joke on me, seriously. Like you guys saw, it literally disappeared, and it didn't do any of the other changes that I made on it. So clearly, I'm not going crazy. But yeah, that's just what I want to highlight. We can wrap it up there. I'm gonna keep trying to get this damn thing off because it's really pissing me off. But that's the important thing. Like there is adoption happening now, not later, not next year. It's happening now, today. People need to understand that. It's very important people understand that. You can see it in the data if you know where to look, because they're not hiding it, right? The data is there for us to look at. So, Pay attention. Don't think like don't fudge yourself because you're not paying attention, because that's what's happening. Straight up what's happening. And that's it. That's all I got, guys. Don't fudge yourself.
Nice.
Cool. Nice. All right.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get this thing off. Sorry.
That's okay.
Like, I'm not gonna be defeated by Excel. Not today. I usually don't care, but I'm so pissed right now because this is just some bull. Some nonsense. Everybody just saw what happened, so I'm clearly not losing my mind. Let's see. Oh my God! Why is it not doing it? It's like it doesn't want to keep none of the changes that I'm making to the line. It's crazy. I literally just got rid of that damn hue crap again. And it won't keep the change. Fuck.
That's all right.
No, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Extremely
Crypto King wants us to play that clip of when he shouted out HexAsians on Richard's live stream.
Oh yeah, he did.
Richard
shout him out. Yeah.
Yelled out a bunch of
Richard being Richard.
Scared the shit out of me.
I dropped my headphones on the floor because it was so loud. It wasn't funny at all.
Yeah, he needs to put a compressor on that.
Let's see. Yeah, it's doing it anyway. What in the fuck? All right, this is getting annoying. All right, let me show you guys something.
That's all right.
This is the PowerPoint. No hue. However, there is a hue here, so now you know I'm not making it up.
So strange.
Yes.
What the
Yes. Yes. So now you guys know I'm not making it up. Just in case anybody thought I was going crazy. But what I want you guys to notice is, hold on, let me see if I can minimize this. Is just how this, hold on, let me get this crap out of the way. Hide everything. How this is really finally taking that move lower. I know it's hard to see, but just try. Because it's really, really happening. Right? Like from here on, like the most recent biggest spike that we have, which was smaller than this, is this one. This was the last time we got the 6.2, anything close to 6.2 in terms of Hex payout, which is right before the mid-March move. And that line, again, look at it from above. It's leaning, it's moving lower, right? Ever so slightly, and that's how it starts. And that's really what I just wanted to show you guys. Just wasn't gonna rest until I did that. So there you go. That's it. That's it for real. That's it for real for me. So back to everybody else.
Cool.
But yeah, man, the adoption is happening. It's real. You know. Oh, and I don't know if you guys heard yesterday when I was on the stream in the morning, somebody that's a Hexican already that they've been trying to onboard their family member had them talk to me. They don't know anything about me, right? From a social media perspective, I'm nobody to this person, and their sibling is nobody to them, right? To the point that this individual owns meme coin. They don't own anything. They don't know shit about crypto, and this is what they told me. And this did not come from a person that already owns Hex, which is their sibling. And this is what I want you people to understand. Siblings squabble. They do not always agree. And this is a scenario where siblings squabble. They do not get along well. And this Hexican that I onboarded has been trying to get all of their family members onto it because obviously, why would you not? And long story short, she tells me word on the street is that Hex is next. Now, this is a person that I don't know at all, that isn't on social media at all, that does not interact well with their sibling at all. So it's not like they got it from them. I didn't ask where they got this information from. I was like, oh, really? That's interesting. Never heard that kind of statement before. But this is what's going on outside of our so-called echo chamber that I like to say doesn't exist. So the whole point is everybody keep up the good work. Everybody keep streaming, keep saying the same things over and over, because that's the whole point of this. Repetition is key, and it is the mother of all skills, as Kareem loves to say. So let's keep up the good work. It's working. It's clearly working. We see it in the APY. We see it in the total T-shares that are being increased daily. We're seeing in our payout being decreased in terms of Hex, and we're seeing it in an increased dollar value. So it's happening, guys. It's happening in real time. Don't ignore it.
Oh yeah, this. Yeah, quick shout out to Marco, the Hexican. Yeah, he shared that with me in a Twitter DM.
This is what I was talking about earlier.
Coinbase selling.
Yeah. I don't remember if it was the CFO and who else, but several big wigs are already out, all entirely out. And if you go to one of the columns, let me zoom the screen. Yeah, hold on. If you scroll to the right a little bit, Delta owned. If you click on that picture, it's important. I want people to see this.
Yeah.
The column where you have the triangle and the word own.
Yeah,
that lets you know how much they sold. Anybody with a minus 100 means they're entirely out.
Oh.
Entirely out. So the VCs dumped on your fucking head as always. So you keep buying those projects that the VCs are backing.
Yeah.
You keep fucking buying them. That's gonna work out for you. Who else is out? CFO entirely out. Clearly he can do the math. Who else is almost all the way out? Chief Product Officer. Well, that isn't saying something.
What the?
I don't know what is. Oh, look who else is almost all the way the fuck out. Chief Accounting Officer. Accounting. Still on aisle 9. I wonder why the accounting officer is getting the fuck out. Huh.
They don't believe in their own product.
So yeah, let's see who else. 63% out. Who's this? President? Oh, the president is half out. Good for her or him. Can't tell by the name. Good for them.
Like I get the whole thing where this is like revenue raising, right? Like
this isn't revenue raising. This was a direct posting. This is a direct posting. This is what. There's no lockups here. So what's the difference between an IPO and a DPO? A DPO is when you can come, list your shares, and get the fuck out ASAP. There's no lockup period. There's none of that. An IPO, it comes with a whole lot more stipulations because you got a lot more parties involved. So there has to be a lockup period. There has to be all this other stuff. Yes. This is correct, Supax. This is exactly why. You got people that can't get in because everybody's getting the fuck out. Right? I mean, we're talking about $2 billion just from the CFO getting sold. Or not the CFO, the VC fund that was in it. $2 billion just from them. Let's see. Oh, that other person didn't have a lot. But damn, the VC sure fucked it up for everybody else. They clearly had it in the paperwork where they could exit first. That's clearly what this is telling us. Because everybody else wasn't allowed to exit like they were.
Wales, does these money go to a personal bank account or what?
Well, let me ask you this. Whose name is tied to those shares? And now I didn't even notice the director is out 50%. And they have more than the VC. Because they still got 4.4 million shares that they haven't sold, which is going to end up being $3.6 million of shares that they sell. Now, when you're selling these shares and you're seeing this name here as insider, this is tied to that entity. Whether it's a person or a physical business is irrelevant. So yeah, this is their money. Correct.
Got it.
Their money. This is why they did a direct listing, so they can dump on your head. So that's the difference between an IPO and a DPO. Nothing you have to worry about in Hex, because the OA isn't going to dump on your head, as our gracious Super Hex has already let the Twitter world know. This is important.
Yeah.
This is supremely important because people love to talk about the OA. Hex isn't even listed on Coinbase because of the OA. But yet, here they are taking a shit all in your fucking mouth. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Well, there you go.
Like, this is reality, right? This is not made up. This is not some spam on the internet. This is what actually happened yesterday or this week. And we saw it because it IPO'd at 350 something. It went up to 424 and it never, ever got up again.
Oh, look at this. Can you see that? This isn't crypto. It's not dumping on you. Really?
I didn't even read this crap. Hold the fuck on. Coinbase did a direct listing, not an IPO. Only existing shares can be sold. No new shares are created. Okay. The only way for there to be a market is for existing, which is exactly what happened. They are dumping on you. What?
What?
He was right up until that last line.
See, crypto.
Maybe he means that they're not dumping crypto on you. I don't know. It depends what the
I think that's what they meant.
Yeah, I think that's what he's replying to, but the shares aren't being dumped on the buyers. Yeah, exactly. Well, I already explained what a direct listing is, so now you guys know. Again, it gives insiders the opportunity to exit. That's what it does. And with most VCs, they're going to try to do a DPO before they do an IPO for obvious reasons. I mean, I'm fairly certain if I was to go back and do tape work, I would come to discover that they are the ones that started selling at 400 plus. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Because everybody loves to suck VC dick. Everybody. I do not respect them fools at all. They don't add any value. All they're literally doing is taking 500K and spreading it around. That's all that they do. That's it. That's the VC strategy. Have billions of dollars, take small amounts, spread it around. There's no actual analysis involved. None. People will act like there is, but come on. You're going to sit here and tell me you're going to waste hours on end to just deploy 500K? Get the fuck out of here. You're a moron. You're a moron. It doesn't require that much work to deploy 500K. I'm sorry. I'll deploy 500K. Like, a single person can do that. You got what I mean? Like, it means nothing. So in order for an organization of that stature to sit here and claim that they're putting in all this work just to deploy 500K is false. It's misinformation. It's fake news, in other words. So it's important people understand that. It's the only reason I'm talking about it. Because we battle those VCs as well. Right? Because, again, they benefit from people getting feed to death. That's why they propped up Coinbase for so long, and they just made all their money back and some. It didn't cost them anything. Very important to understand that, because what happened? What just happened? What just happened was that this VC, whatever VC it was, I don't even know who it was. I just know they were a VC because I saw LP at the end. And now how do I know that without looking at the name? Because I open accounts for these fools every day. So I know exactly how this shit works. This is not anybody making up shit. This is coming directly from the horse's mouth because I do this literally daily, whether I want to or not, unfortunately. So when these VCs, right, what's happening is that they already own the shares. That gentleman is correct. Only existing shares can be dumped. No new shares are being created. That's exactly right. So that's why it's even much more worse than an IPO, because this was exactly set up to dump on you. Period. And that's why we're going through this and making it a hot topic, because it is a hot topic. And people need to understand. Anytime you get into a project with a VC behind it, you just expose yourself to getting screwed over. Just like anybody that bought coin on that day of the DPO got screwed over.
Look at that one. It says false. They sold a percentage of the unlocked shares. What's he smoking?
Not what we saw on that data table. Good luck to him.
We still have
I
over
mean,
90%. Really?
If all of those shares are still locked up, which they're not, so that's not how DPOs work. A DPO, you're literally putting everything on the market at once. Hence, direct. Like that term is there for a reason. I mean, hell, you can look it up. DPO is, I mean, just look it up. You'll find the definition. Like, you don't gotta take my word for it. It's right there. Like, look it up. Let's look it up. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to look it up. DPO, do direct. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, my favorite spot. If I've got questions, always. No,
direct.
no.
Well, scroll down.
Not that one. Go down.
Scroll down. Maybe it's below it.
No.
Direct public offering. There you go.
Oh.
So what is it?
So it's different from an IPO.
In the company that offers security
public.
directly to the public
DPO.
raise capital.
Oh, okay. Oh, they don't need the Morgan
No
Stanley.
intermediaries. Correct.
Okay.
No. It's literally them posting their book against the market.
They don't need the Goldman Sachs or the Morgan Stanleys in there.
Nope.
Self-underwrites.
Ah, okay.
Security
Oh,
itself.
interesting.
So cutting out intermediaries.
Yeah, I didn't want to give all those unnecessary details, but I guess I should have.
It lowers the cost of couple.
Yeah. I mean, that's just to make it sound good. The whole reality is that it allows you to dump right away. Because what happens is that there is no primary market. That market already exists. What they're doing is they're opening up that market to the outside world. That's what a DPO does. Because they literally took all the shares, transferred them from being where they were to where they currently are. But they already existed. This is why it raises money independently without the restrictions associated with bank and venture capital financing. The shares, once you create an entity, right? So let's go back even further. When you're starting a business from scratch, it happens just like when a person is born. You name that entity, you determine it. Well, for an entity, it's a little different. For an entity within that respective jurisdiction, you have to make sure that there's no other entity with that name. If there is, then you have to change the name slightly because there cannot be two of the same entity within the same jurisdiction. You can have a Goldman Sachs in registered in New York, and you can have a Goldman Sachs registered in Cali, right? And you can have a Goldman Sachs registered in Asia, anywhere. Like that can happen. But what's the differentiator is going to be is what the end of the name is, because Goldman Sachs is going to always look like Goldman Sachs, right? It's just what's the dots and the I's say. Is it Goldman Sachs LLC or Goldman Sachs Cali LLC? Like you'll see that differentiation, right? Now, why am I going into that minutia? I'm going into that minutia because it's important to understand that when you're creating an entity, you're creating something that didn't exist previously, right? So now this is a brand new thing. Now, when you're creating this brand new thing, it has to have parents, right? Just like people have parents, entities have parents. Now, what are the parents for entities? For an entity, those parents are called beneficial owners, or the people that actually benefit from the work that goes on or from the profits that are produced from that entity. That is where the shares come into play. You can only create an entity if somebody owns it or some entity owns it. So what do I mean with that? When an entity is created, somebody is owning that entity. It's not just randomly its own thing that stands alone. No entity is like that. This is why DAOs are difficult for the outside world, the outside of crypto to understand. It's not normal. It doesn't exist. There's always a centralized figure. So when you're creating an entity, you have owners, and the owners of that entity are entitled to shares of that entity. That's how you prove ownership of every entity on the planet, no matter where it's from. Somebody owns that entity. And I literally go through formation documents, which is the birth certificate for every entity, at work every day. Like, this is what I do. Trusts, partnerships, LLCs, all over the world. It doesn't matter. I read formation documents for entities. So I literally read company form, birth certificates daily. So this is how it works. So every time an entity is formed, let's say you got Coinbase LLC, whatever. And now when you go back to that original table, you have all these people that owned all of those shares. Now, how did that happen? Over time, you have Coinbase LLC. Let's say the initial number of shares is 50,000 shares valued at whatever. Every time you get a series funding operation, you get a new contract, adjusted formation documents. Like, every time something changes with the power structure or the ownership structure of an entity, it has to be recorded. Otherwise, it's not real and it never happened. So over time, the valuation increases, right? Even though it's only on paper and it's not real until it hits a public market. On paper, if you want to interact with this entity, this is what it costs, right? And this is where VCs and other entities come into play, and SPACs and all this nonsense. They step in, they create the value that isn't there because they take the step and dole out some capital to the business, whatever that capital amount is, right? It could be 100, it could be 500,000, whatever. But that's how it actually happens. You have an entity that's formed, then you have owners of that entity which have a stake in that entity, and then those stakes are sold forward to prospective investors in the entity, and that's how the entity ends up changing its capital structure, which is the number of shares that are tied to it. And this is why we had, 500 million shares or whatever the quantity of shares is, which, when you look at it, and here's the thing, Class A common, Class B, Class C, like all of these things are written into these formation documents. So you can literally create whatever you want. And this is how the world works. You just have to know the rules of the game. And this is why Hexicans are different, because you guys got the inside scoop on many levels on how the rules actually operate. I mean, wow, look at this. What are we reading here?
Is this public information or not?
Yeah, it's public information. Mm-hmm. If they pulled it from a D form. Click on that link if you don't mind. Yeah. What? Okay. Yeah. So this is from a reg form. This is from a reg. Every time an insider owns stock in a company, after so long, they have to report it. I think it's maybe 5 days or something like that. But yeah, they have to report it. So their holdings are public information. But hold on, let's sum this up, because I'm pretty sure she sold more than 255,000 shares.
That's what everyone's circling down there. Says she only sold that amount, blah blah blah, and then the rest she still has it.
Not what I remember seeing, but whatever. The funny thing is that it actually doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, they know fiat is trash. That's why they have a crypto business, which is what makes me dislike this whole notion of them even IPOing. What the fuck are you IPOing for? What exactly? So clearly it's just a cash grab. Clearly.
Wales, do you know what this is?
Looks like, I thought it was Outlook for a second.
No, it's not.
It looks like some type of order blotter. Is that a still image?
Yeah, they're two images, so I think it's two separate objects that he's trying to show. Like this one's that one, where the original Form 4B is. And I don't know what this is, so he clicks Form 3.
Yeah, so look at that. Initial statement of beneficial ownership of securities. And I just explained to you guys beneficial owners.
Yep.
So you see, they have to use the correct lingo in order to be able to do anything. So, okay, I see what he's saying. So the lady has stock options, which are not shares. So irrelevant. Move on. It's a waste of time.
Okay.
He probably can't figure that out, and that's okay. But what that means is that those shares are locked up until a certain point in time. That's all that means. And once they're unlocked, clearly she's going to dump them. So whatever.
Okay. So it's going to happen at some point.
Exactly. It's just not happening now. But if we go back to
What?
Hold on, scroll up. Somebody wrote some funny stuff. Scroll up one more. Your financial acumen is literally zero. Go study finance before posting shit like that. I don't know who they're talking to. I don't know who they're talking to, but that was funny.
Yeah, it's talking about him. That's all.
Oh, okay. I don't know,
That's
but that
the
was
original
funny.
post.
Got it. Okay.
That's what he's talking about.
Got it. Well, yeah. Well, the shares that were directly listed, yeah, they did dump them. So he's actually not wrong, right? Because that's what he was saying. Because as of now, the only shares on the market are those which are liquid, because that's what happened that day, right? Like, you got to understand the nuances behind a lot of these things, because they name them and play these word games for a reason. Most of the things in the Western world are just word games, not anything else. And this is why I can read through the bullshit so easily, because once you figure that out, I mean, I think most Hexicans are already there, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't even be in Hex in the first place. So I'm preaching to the choir. But it's definitely a good skill to have, to be able to read and cut through the crap. Like, as of right now, that's all the shares that exist, and they dumped them all. That's why price went down. I mean, it went down $100. That's 25% of the value in one day. Is that normal to anybody? Like, what? This is a stock.
It's normal in crypto.
Exactly. Not in stocks. So, people gotta, do the math, man. Math will always provide clarity. Math will always provide clarity. There you go.
Buy some crypto. There you
go. Yeah, and that's right. They probably are buying crypto with all that cash. They'd be foolish not to. Right?
Oh, well, it's time to hit them up and buy Hex. Well, what do you think?
Right. It doesn't benefit them, but they should.
No. Yeah.
Rounds misleading, details matter, blah, blah, blah. What FUD? But who cares? People are so weird in crypto. Like, they can't differentiate between what matters and what does. It's funny. Like, it literally doesn't matter that they're dumping their coin shares. Who gives a shit? It doesn't affect anybody in crypto in any which way. It just merely goes to show their moral character, in my opinion. That's all.
Yeah.
Doing a public listing for a crypto business? What? Why? Why wouldn't you ICO or do something like that, right? I don't know. It just seems like a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the similarities in crypto where a working product just has a token duct tape to them.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, why wouldn't they ICO? Why would they DPO or whatever? Like, why would you do that instead of participating in the ecosystem that you were a part of the formation of? So there's clearly something funny going on there, because that doesn't make sense to me at all. At all. And then look, the VC completely exited all the way out.
Look at this guy. So now it's free to go to the moon?
Guess he doesn't know the difference between fiat and crypto. Good luck to him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, look, we can get into what's gonna happen once stocks hyperinflate. That means the dollar hyperinflated as well. So even though the cost of a stock might go to $1,000 when it was $20, what that means is that money that's denominating that stock is worth shit. So $1,000 is worth 22. So you actually didn't increase any, like, you just got poorer, and you don't get that. People don't understand that that's how the math of finance actually works. When you have more dollars chasing the same thing around, that's not a good thing. Unless those dollars came out of nowhere, or outside of the system. I mean, not out of nowhere, but outside of the system, like what we see in crypto. We have a transfer of capital from one system to another. And typical things, right, what we see is the greater fool theory playing out, which is not the same thing as external money entering into a market that wasn't there before. right? So it's important to understand those two differences. Very, very important, because this was going to help us keep the right perspective when we're looking at markets, which is always what saves us in the long run.
There you go. Easy way to be multi-millionaire.
Yeah, that's it. That's
He's
right.
already a millionaire anyway.
That's what he had. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why they did it. They already got tons of Bitcoin, tons of ETH. These guys have been around since day one. They probably just wanted some more cash. I mean, who cares? Whatever. But it's clearly a conflict of interest, and that's what stands out to me.
Yep.
It's more a conflict of interest than anything else.
Anyway, all right. Oh,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Coinbase is going to $1. That's funny.
It becomes a stable coin. What do you expect?
That would be interesting.
That would be fitting. That would be fitting. Imagine Coinbase shares dump to $1 as Hex crosses $1. That's a hell of an alternate reality.
I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about vindication, huh? Wow. That would be some major vindication. Oh, man.
All right.
I hope that wasn't. I hope that wasn't too involved. Sorry, guys.
Oh, sure.
But important stuff to know. Important stuff to know.
No, it's good information.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, Vince, I think we should rename this stream to, not 16 Community Hangout EP18. It means nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we still need to do that. Yeah.
We have to.
I'll take care of that.
16 Community Hangout, episode 18.
What the fuck does that mean?
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
We are not creative people. If you haven't figured that out.
Yeah.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
It's not
I'm
our
in the same
forte.
bucket. Yeah, I'm in the same bucket for sure.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'll call it. So,
Yep.
yeah, join us tomorrow, same time. I think we should have Crypto King. You should be feeling a lot better tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Papa B will be
And
on as
Papa
well.
B. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got some raunchy stuff lined up. So if anyone's thinking of the snip, you should probably think twice. Anyway.
Shout out to Kinetics.
No, all good. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out
Hopefully
to
he's, hopefully he's better. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I'm calling it, and I will see you all tomorrow, same time.
All right.
See you guys.
See
Have
you
a good one,
guys.
guys.
Thanks,
Later.
everyone.